The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
On behalf of RBCS New Zealand, RBCS Australia, and Software TestWorks, we welcome everyone today to this webinar on hiring great testers. I'm Rex Black, President of RBCS, a worldwide testing and quality assurance firm serving clients ranging from small startups to Fortune 20 global enterprises. Since 1994, RBCS has been both a pioneer and leader in quality hardware and software testing. RBCS has offices in the United States, New Zealand, Australia, and Sri Lanka, with partners around the world. RBCS delivers insight and confidence to our clients, helping them get quality software and hardware products to market on time and with a measurable return on investment. RBCS has a team of international consultants that deliver customized training, consulting, and outsourcing services for companies that are looking to improve their test and quality assurance practices. RBCS has helped hundreds of companies reduce development and support costs while assuring the best quality products are delivered to customers. I am the author of Pragmatic Software Testing, Advanced Software Testing Volumes 1, 2, and very soon Volume 3 on technical test analysis, Foundations of Software Testing, Critical Testing Processes, and Managing the Testing Process. I hold a degree in Computer Science and Engineering from UCLA. And I'm past president of the International Software Testing Qualifications Board and the American Software Testing Qualifications Board. Now, before we start the presentation, a couple housekeeping notes. If any questions during the course of the webinar, feel free to submit them at any time via your webinar interface. There's a questions panel that you will be able to see on your screen. So you can put those in there at any time. I will look at them at the end, so don't worry that I won't be interrupting me or popping up on them in the middle of the presentation. If you need copies of this presentation, it is posted. It is on the basic library page at www.rbcs-us.com. If you have any problems with the audio or visual components, get in touch with GoToWebinar support. The usual problem, of course, is some sort of codec or security issue, which you should be already aware of if you have that problem, because it pretty much pops up right away. But if you can't get to the webinar online, or if you have some unreliable connection issues, then go ahead and download the slides, as I said, basic library page, which is on the resources tab at rbcs-us.com, and use the telephone to connect, not voice over IP. So, down to business. I am back in the United States after being on the road for a month. I just got in from Malaysia, a 36-hour flight yesterday. So if it sounds like I have no idea what time zone I'm in, that's exactly right. Anyway, today we're going to talk about hiring great testers. And so I've been doing a lot of work internationally lately. I've counted it up, and over the last 12 months, I think I've been in like 15 countries, as well as locations around North America. And what we seem to be seeing pretty universally is a recovery of the economy, and thus recovery from the downsizing that was so prevalent, and then turnaround to the point where we're actually starting to hire people and seeing our clients do that. And given that over 400 people registered for the 2 sessions of this webinar, it sounds like that applies to a lot of you out there. So in this presentation, I'm going to try to discuss some important things to do and to think about as you hire your teams. And as I said, I'm looking forward to getting questions from you at any time, which I will address at the end. Okay. Get it to advance. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now just to get us off here, frame some questions to try to address, and again, happy to take other questions that relevant to hiring that you think of. So I've built this webinar out of pieces of Managing the Testing Process 3rd edition, which came out last year-ish, I think, at some point early last year. And that was an update to the 2nd edition, of course, which was an update to the 1st edition. And that book's been around for almost 12 years now. And one of the things that I talk about in that book, and that we present for clients around the world when we do the course based on the book, is this whole central question of good testers. How do we how do we build the best possible testing team? Now, part of this, of course, is team development after they've been hired, but you also have to think that the people that you hire are the raw material, if you will, with which you're going to build the team. And so, you certainly want to get off to the right start in the sense of the hiring the people who are going to be the best possible fit in your organization. And we're going to bring something to the team, as well as be, above and beyond potential, I guess, would be the way to look at it. You want to hire people that have got great potential, of course, but you also want to hire people that bring something immediately to the team. So how do we do that? How do we find these people? How do we bring them on board? How do we avoid making hiring mistakes? Certainly, a pertinent thing to think about here is the figure from Tom DeMarco and Tim Lister's book, People, where they talk about the difference between a good, the best possible employee and a hiring mistake. The person that you shouldn't have really hired being about 10 times in any sort of metric of effectiveness that you would look at. So, if you hire people that are really good and they're the right fit in many ways, then you can expect to really have order of magnitude more effective and efficient test teams. Good economy, bad economy, that's always a good thing, is to have teams that can get more done in less time with less resource. So we need to look at attributes, personality, as well as skills. We're going to look at the kind of skills that we need our testers to have. We have to do this in a way that is measurable somehow. I mean, we talk about skills, and there's a lot of sort of squishiness, I'm afraid, in a lot of the discussions about skills. And what I'm going to encourage you to do in this presentation is to go beyond the subjectivity and the squishiness and get this more properly quantified, if you will. And I'll show you how to do that. And once you understand these areas of skills and what you need, attitudes, and so forth, then it's a matter of execution, in the sense of you've got to go out and interview people and make a decision. You've got 10 requisitions open or 1 requisition open, whatever it may be. You're going to hire that number of people, but you're going to talk to a lot more people. You're going to consider a lot more people, and you don't want to be ground down by the process, right? And you end up at the end going, oh, I'm not really sure that any of these guys are going to be a fit, but I'm just desperate, and I've got to have somebody. So you make a hiring decision, and those kind of decisions often turn out to be a mistake. So I mean, how do we make this process effective in the sense that we end up hiring the right person, but also efficient in the sense that we don't get ground down by it? So those are some things we'll look at here. Okay, so let's start with attitude. Let's start with the outlooks that you want in a tester.